Hello, Alan.
Hello, John. How are you?
I'm very well, and you?
Good. Yes, fine. Thank
what
you.
a lovely smell.
Yes, the softwood always cuts beautifully, doesn't it, in the workshop?
Smells
yes.
gorgeous.
Yes.
So this is a workshop you're currently in the process of doing for the woodworking magazine.
Yes, this is a feature we're doing for. We're actually laying out a workshop from scratch.
I've sat down with a piece of paper. I've looked at various workshops in books and on websites, and I've kind of sketched it out.
It doesn't
have
work.
A rough idea. It doesn't work.
No, I've never found that work satisfactory. The best way I find is get the machines in, put them in the site you're actually going to work, and try them in that situation. Don't do anything permanent at this stage. Just try them in the situation where you think they'll be all right.
Okay.
It's all very well to plan it out on paper. It doesn't work. You find a piece of wood won't pass another machine, and you can't visualise that when you're drawing it out. You've actually got to try it and see.
Can we just kind of wander around
sure.
and have a look? So, bandsaw, obviously.
Yeah, to me the most important machine in the whole workshop. You can rip with it, you can cross-cut to a limited extent, you can resaw timber, you can cut profiles, you can just do so much with a bandsaw, and such capacity. You know, I'm cutting here, as you can see, sort of 3x2, I'm ripping that down. You can see, a lot of people say you can't cut accurately with a bandsaw. I've cut that, ripping
that's
down,
brilliant.
which is quite good.
What is enabling you to do that? Is it the fence, is it the bed, is it the blade?
It's a combination of all sorts of things. You've done a decent sized table to start with, a reasonable fence, but by far the most important thing on a bandsaw is the blades, quality of the blades. So
necessarily you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a good bandsaw, it's the blade that you want to be...
I would say if you bought a cheap bandsaw, that's fine, but take the blade off, throw it away and get yourself a decent blade, and it'll make twice the machine out of it.
Okay, so that's a really important point, and I shall make a note of that. Also, just around the side here, I noticed that you've got all the blades and kind of various other bits and pieces kind of on the wall there.
Yeah, I think it's important they have all the tooling associated with each machine to hand with that machine, because then you will spend time changing blades or setting the machine correctly. If you've got to grub around in the shaving for spanners and Allen keys and all this business,
We've all done it.
You tend not to bother.
Yeah.
No, if it's hung there on the wall, you will tend to go to it and make the adjustment necessary to make the machine work correctly.
So here we've got the chop saw.
Yes.
On the stand. Are you leaving that on the stand?
No, I should probably build this into a bench.
What, when you bring this bench all the way along?
That's right. So I could then just lift the other machines off if I've got some long pieces to deal with. But these are great for site work, so it needs to be removable so you can take it out with you. Yeah. Super machines chop saw, really accurate. Yeah. And the beauty to me is you can just take minor little snippets off the end of a piece of wood, which is difficult on a circular saw.
I'm a big fan, and of course you've got the compound miter in as well.
That's right.
For cutting all those. So if we come around here and have a look over this side here, so now we're getting into the, you're playing the thicknesser.
What you need to look at, to me, long tables.
Right.
Decent length tables on the top for straightening. You want good solid tables.
So this is great, isn't it? This is
these are cast
iron.
Yes, I'm a fan of cast iron.
I'm a big fan too.
It makes such a difference.
You feel safe with it, don't you? I don't know.
It feels like a proper machine to me.
It does,
You want a decent fence. That's really important on a plane. If you want a plain square angles, it must have the fence really square. So you've got a nice square there for running the timber against. Yeah. Decent powerful motor. Again, if you're taking a wide cut off, this is a 12-inch wide machine.
Yeah, that's a fair size.
If you're taking big cuts off that, you want a beefy motor to be able to withstand that.
Here, mortiser machine. Great piece of kit again.
Proper machine again.
This is a big proper machine, isn't it? Which I've noticed you put on casters.
Yes, again, it's a machine I don't use all that often.
Right.
But sometimes you're dealing with long lengths, sometimes with short lengths. So it's a machine I like to be able to move around.
Good idea.
So I've got it on casters so I can just move it into the situation wherever I'm working.
Really
sometimes with long door styles, you obviously want space either side of it.
Just while we're here at the bench, I assume this is ultimately where your bench is going to be.
Yes.
I noticed that you put some power sockets up above that.
Yeah, it's always a problem when you're using power tools is having enough sockets, having them in a suitable position. If you plug into the wall, you tend to have cables draped across, and it's so easy to trip over them.
Very much
I find sockets up above are really handy.
Yeah. So listen, I'm going to go off. First thing I'm going to go and look at and buy.
You're going to spend some money, are you?
I know,
spend some money.
It's going to be a painful experience. Right. But table saw. Right. So a couple of pointers I should be thinking about.
I would look for a good sized table.
Yep.
Preferably a cast iron table if you can.
Yeah.
You want easy adjustment on the rise and fall of the blade, and also a good rip fence.
Right.
It's really essential for accurate cutting.
Right. Okay, Alan, listen, thank you for your time today.
Pleasure, John.
It's great.
Hope it
and,
all works
I
out
look
for you.
forward to seeing this workshop.